Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today. This is the week. Skyrim returns. After 10 years and a lot of releases, Skyrim returns with the Anniversary Edition. In today's video, we're going to be rounding up everything we know about this game so far. So if you're new and you're coming in wondering, hey, should I pick this up? What am I going to get if I pick this up? This is perfect for you. And if you're a returning viewer, this is just a good recap to know what to expect as we dive deep into Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Of course, expect a lot of that content in the coming week. Plus, we have KOTOR on Switch arriving. We have the Xbox Anniversary next week. So now it's pedal to the metal time, baby. And that's not even mentioning Retro Rebound, where we just dropped our video today talking about the PlayStation Vita and games that you need to buy because that market is about to spike. So if you're interested in collecting physical games for the PlayStation Vita, check that out. Link in the description down below. Now, let's talk Skyrim Anniversary Edition, beginning with the price, which was very elusive for a long time for those of you who are like me and talking about it for weeks on weeks on weeks. So we have the details right here. The price of Skyrim Anniversary Edition and its upgrade are separated into a number of categories. So you can buy Skyrim Anniversary Edition on digital storefronts for $50 or whatever it would be in your region, which is listed on screen right now. However, if you're like many people out there and you already own Skyrim Special Edition, then you can upgrade to Anniversary Edition on digital storefronts for what is effectively $20. You know, speaking of the Vita and physical collectibles, let's say you're like me and you want to get the physical version for Skyrim Anniversary Edition. There's a little bit of a trick here employed by Bethesda that I'm not a huge fan of. So they say, yes, there will be physical copies of Skyrim Anniversary Edition for the PS4 and Xbox One systems, but do note that while the physical edition contains a game disc, you need internet access to redeem and download the Creation Club content included in Anniversary Edition. What this means is you're pretty much going to be buying Special Edition with a new cover on the front. So what I did was I headed over to GameStop. You can look right now. We have Skyrim Special Edition on Xbox One for $16 on sale. So if you're an Xbox user, I would get that right now if you're trying to save some money and you don't already own Special Edition, because you can now effectively buy that, own it, then upgrade for $20, and now it's a $35 package rather than $50. So every buck counts. Now, if you're a PlayStation user, it looks like you're a bit SOL as of this moment in time, unfortunately, but I just wanted to offer this alternative. Now, the other tier of all of this that we need to talk about is Game Pass, because Xbox owns Bethesda. So how do Game Pass users get rewarded for Skyrim Anniversary Edition? Pete Hines has said you'll be able to buy the Anniversary Edition upgrade bundle at a special price if you're a Game Pass player that includes all of the Creation Club content. No price has been specified, but if I were a betting man, I would say probably $10 to $15 as an upgrade. And also, Skyrim Special Edition is already inside the Game Pass library, but it's not been specified if you can upgrade that version of Skyrim into a permanent ownership of Anniversary Edition. Now, what's important to note about all of this is this is the paid version of the upgrade. Skyrim Special Edition is also getting a free next-gen update with 4 pieces of content. This is where a lot of people are getting very confused with Skyrim Anniversary Edition. So there is the Anniversary upgrade, which you pay for, which comes with all the Creation Club content we'll talk about later in this video. But right now, let's talk about the free stuff, the free 99 stuff that you're going to be getting. So first is the next-gen upgrade, which is for owners of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series console, where you'll get faster loading times, enhanced graphics, and much more. On top of that, you'll get 4 free creations: Saints and Seducers, Rare Curios, Survival Mode, and Fishing. Saints and Seducers is one of the largest pieces of Creation Club content, introducing a full storyline with multiple quests that you can delve into, additional armor sets, weapons, enemies, and much more to discover. Whereas Rare Curios adds a lot of items to various shops in the game. Survival Mode completely changes how you play Skyrim, where you have to eat, sleep, manage a lot of extra stats. And so cooking, fishing suddenly becomes way more useful. And lastly, speaking of fishing, there are 20 different fish that you can catch in Skyrim. And on top of that, there are even fishing specific quests. So this is the free package. To recap, you get, if you are just getting the Special Edition free upgrade, a next-gen update if you're on next-gen consoles, and those 4 pieces of Creation Club content. Whereas for those of you who want to pay $20, you're going to get the following content. The most significant ones that Bethesda's been nailing are Mythic Dawn, which is a quest where a faction returns and effectively wants to rebuild and open an Oblivion Gate, and so you're going to get a bunch of Daedric rewards, from armor to weapons to even this horse here, which looks absolutely insane. And then there's also the Ghosts of the Tribunal, which is a Morrowind-based expansion, which gives you the opportunity to either assist or wipe out one of the rebel groups. And with this adventure, again, you're going to earn a ton of new gear, which you're seeing on screen right now. Now, bouncing back over to Mythic Dawn, and that quest line is called The Cause, you'll get an Alien Ruin dungeon kit, which will be great for modders. We'll talk about modding later in this video and how that's going to change with Anniversary Edition, at least for a short period of time. But really, the main offering here is new quests, new weapons, new armor, lots more to do. With me mentioning all of these quests, you may have two questions. One's about trophies and achievements. The other is going to be about how you find these quests. Let's talk about how you find these quests first. So Bethesda has specified that when they release this update for both the free and paid version, is that this Creation Club content will not hit you once you exit the introduction area of Skyrim. What will happen now is you'll naturally discover it through the world. However, if you're curious on where this Creation Club content is, you can go to the main menu into the Creation Club itself and find out where you would go to start all of these different quests. So if you're like me and many others and you just want to play these, you can rip right through them as easy as starting the game up, getting out of the intro area, and just returning to the main menu back and forth, which is a little bit of a pain, but maybe take a couple footnotes. That's one way to go around it. The other is about trophies and achievements. This has been worded in a very strange way. They say any achievement/trophy progress earned playing Skyrim Special Edition will carry over to the Anniversary Edition, except when upgrading the PlayStation 4 version of the game to the PlayStation 5. So the way I understand this is when they say except when upgrading the PlayStation 4 version of the game to PS5, is there won't be a carryover there and it will stay the same, but they're not specifying if it's a separate trophy list for this version of the game. What I mean by that is there a Series X list that just pops 40 achievements when I load up the game because it's carrying my progress over, or is this just an upgrade? The way I've understood this personally is that this is going to be the same list, just carrying over, nothing separate. Unfortunately, what this also means is no new trophies or achievements for any of the Creation Club content we're about to talk about in full detail. Some of that content, simple stuff like Red Guard Elite armaments, so it's just a new set of armor that you can wear, to things like staves, where they give you 7 classic staves from Morrowind that you can even dual wield, as you can see in the photo here, and even brand new player homes like this Dwarven one that we're seeing on screen, and they give you directions on how to start all of these, as I said earlier. And it even leads into Goldbrand, a legendary golden katana, which is wielded by those who have turned the pages of history, and now this weapon is returned to Skyrim at the resting place of one such hero. And then there's even more, I'd say, time sink mechanics like farming. Build, upgrade, and manage your own farmstead in the heart of Whiterun. Elect a stewardess to oversee its day-to-day operations and purchase upgrades such as animal pens, windmills, apiaries, and stables. This is one of those more significant additions in my eyes, which is new because of the idea that they're going to have the free upgrade with survival mode. Now we have fishing coming in the free upgrade, and then you can also have farming. So suddenly Skyrim, which we know is this big open world adventure game, can change pretty drastically, where you're gonna have to lean into your farming and into your fishing a little bit to stay alive as you embrace the harsh nature of the world of Skyrim. And I thought that was a cool perspective, because the most significant thing this content can offer you is, of course, playing differently. We've played Skyrim time in, time out for the most part. At least I would imagine so. There's a quest called Bitter Cup, which is in the forest of Falkreath, where you find a mysterious altar promising the gift of a single boon. And whether or not you want that, the quest will end differently. There's also the Necromantic Grimoire, which gives you 13 necromancy spells and enchantments, which is really nice for those who are playing as a mage. There's even a quest called The Contest, which you have to settle a contest between two people who are, let's just say, not agreeing with one another. And even just new bows and arrows, like the Bow of Shadows, leading into a new player home, like Bloodchill Manor, and even the Headman's Cleaver. There's unarmed options for those of you who love those unarmed executions. Shout out to them, they're sick. But anyway, there's 15 different gauntlet variants that are being added into Skyrim, and even what looks to be a new dungeon called Gallows Hall. So that's just a quick run over of a ton of new content coming to Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Again, this is a reminder that all of that content I just covered is a part of the paid for upgrade. So if you pay that $20 or you pay the $50, whichever works best for you, this is what's coming with it, on top of all of the free content from earlier. Now, for those of you who are into modding, this is PC specific. This has nothing to do with console mods on Xbox and PlayStation. And do know, by the way, that the Xbox console mods are vastly superior to PlayStation. So if you're a new Skyrim player and you have an option on console, do choose Xbox. That is the best console mods experience. But for those of you who are on PC, of course, you know the significance of Skyrim modding, and just expect that with this new upgrade coming in, it will hurt the modding scene. And if you can opt out of any updates for Skyrim, do so immediately if you care about your mod list, which has already been established, because this game will break it. There's a whole PSA over on Reddit, which comes from a Skyrim script extender developer who breaks down exactly what's going on with some of the native code mods within Skyrim Anniversary Edition, and how with Bethesda upgrading from Visual Studio 2015 to Visual Studio 2019, that the way the code is generated will force mod developers to start from scratch and finding new functions and writing hooks, which again will lead to substantial mods like Sky Oblivion seeing a major setback, to even smaller mods requiring reworking. And the problem here is a lot of modders have moved on from Skyrim. Skyrim is, as we all know with the Anniversary Edition now, 10 years old at this point in time. So a lot of people have made their mods, moved on, and done other things with their lives. They haven't hung around the modding community to update it with all the different things that happen with Skyrim. And so now with Anniversary Edition, some mods may be left to the wayside until adjustments can be made. There are plans to accommodate those types of changes, like Wabbajack's plan for the upcoming Skyrim mod apocalypse, which is as simple as downloading Wabbajack, installing Skyrim Special Edition on Steam, and once you install this downgraded mod list, it will take all the mods and effectively downgrade them to a Special Edition version, even though you're running on Anniversary Edition. So it will allow your mods to at least temporarily work, but the best way to avoid all of this if you're on PC is just to disable automatic updates so you do not get any of the upgraded content. So just keep all of that in mind. But otherwise, from content to free upgrades to tech changes and all that stuff, that's everything we know so far about Skyrim Anniversary Edition. You may notice, compared to other Everything We Know videos that I've done on my channel, there's some question marks here. Yeah, Bethesda's been pretty poor at communicating a lot of what's going on here, and there's been a lot of gaps in their information. So I can only assume this is a mildly rushed out launch, or one that's not of high importance to them, because they're like, yeah, free money, it's Skyrim, let's just go print it. Which, in a way, I kind of understand, because here we are sitting down talking about it and anticipating it. Anyway, let me know what you think of Skyrim Anniversary Edition in the comments down below. Are you paying to upgrade? Are you interested in this at all? Let me know. I personally will be. Not even just making videos, but also what I saw in the content spoke to me enough to be like, you know what? I could use a little more Skyrim in my life. Let's do that. So that's coming out this week, November 11th. I hope to see all of you there for the content we will have on this game. And with that, take good care of yourselves, and I'll talk with you very soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.